Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to welcome you today to Samantha Koenig's Celebration of Life. My name is Steve Novakovich. I'm one of the owners of Legacy Funeral Homes, and the family has asked me to conduct these services today, which I consider a deep privilege. Would like to welcome all of you. We would, at the beginning of this program today, express special appreciation to the Anchorage School District making this facility available for us today, the Anchorage Police Department for their help with traffic and crowd control, Anchorage Fire Department for keeping an eye on us here today to make sure we don't do anything dangerous, to the many volunteers that have helped the family and our funeral home over the past weeks and several days, to many of you who have donated flowers, beautiful arrangements that are here today for us all to enjoy. I'd also like to express special recognition to a special group of motorcyclists that have joined us today for this, that rode in a procession through town. It was very impressive to see you folks. They are the Hog Group of Anchorage, Dogs of the North, Combat Vets, Independents, the Black Sheep, and the Ascenders. If I have forgotten any of you guys, I apologize. Don't beat me up afterwards. Before we begin our program today, I just have a couple of things I need to share with you so that we're all safe and can enjoy today's celebration of life to its fullest extent. I need to remind everybody that food and drinks are not permitted here in the auditorium. We are hopeful and certainly expect that everybody's behavior here today will be respectful in honoring Samantha's memory. I'd like to remind folks that the permit we have today is for the auditorium, for the foyer outside, and for the restrooms, and to stay in those areas. Also, the family has requested that during the service today that photographs are allowed. Please turn off your flashes so that there's no flashing to distract today's service. We remind you that those of you that have driven here today, it's important that you park safely and lawfully. No parking in grassy areas, on sidewalks, in fire zones. If you did so, you may want to go move your cars right now because the police department is outside making sure that everybody is complying with that. I'd like to thank Glenn Roos for his beautiful prelude music today before our program began. Our program will pretty much go as outlined, but we do have one additional musical number that will be favored to listen to today to begin our service. A Tongan youth group from the LDS Lakewood Ward is going to sing at this time. Following their musical number, we will have the opening prayer given by family friend Carl Stolenberger, followed by remarks. We'll proceed to that point.
I just want to start by thanking everybody for being here today. And James, thanks for allowing me to do this. I'd like to say a prayer, and if you don't pray, just share a moment of silence. Father, thank you so much for the time that we've had with Samantha, for blessing us with her beautiful smile, her loving heart, and her kind spirit. Lord, I pray for Sam's family and for her friends, that you would comfort their hearts as only you can. And that you would remind them, Lord, that Sam's not gone. Right now, she lives on with you. The time we've had with Sam was an absolute blessing. And Lord, for that time that we've had and will again have, I thank you. In Jesus' name, amen. I just want to say it's written that love is the most powerful and important force in our lives and the universe. Living a life of love is the best way to live. Love teaches us that we must do unto others as we would have done to us. Sam lived that way naturally. She didn't have to be taught that. It was part of who she was. For me, I'll never forget her beautiful smile. That picture you see up there, that was Sam. You could have got a million pictures like that because that's how she always looked. Those memories, that's how I'm going to remember your daughter. And it's going to warm my heart for the rest of my life. I'm very sorry for what's happened here, bro. But I have faith. It's not the popular thing these days, but I have it. Sam was one of God's, and she's with him now. I believe that. I believe that for you. And I believe you'll see her again. Thank you all.
Thank you, Carl. We will now be favored to hear a musical number, Angel, sung by Michelle Kenley. Following Michelle's song, Samantha's eulogy will be delivered by her aunt, Lynn Crockett. Following Lynn's remarks, we'll have another musical number, Calling All Angels, performed by family friend Amanda Boger.
I'd talk better if it were dark. When I found out I was to do this googly, I've been struggling with it ever since, trying to put my thought into words. To Googlize someone who should physically be here has been even tougher than I imagined. The other morning, Bob and I were outside when we heard the birds, chickadees, nuthatches, etc. One persistent one finally got our attention. To me, it sounded like it was saying, "Good morning, good morning, good morning." And until I said, "Good morning, Sam," it wouldn't stop. I was just kidding at the time because that was something Sam would do. She would pester you in a good way until you responded, then she would laugh. The next morning I went to my dad's. I was concentrating on my work when once again I heard that persistent nuthatch. I laughed. And once again it didn't stop until I said, "Good morning, Sam." Maybe a nut has hatched here because she has me talking to birds. Mission accomplished, Sam. You know what, though? I'm okay with that. If it makes me think of her and it makes me laugh, I'm okay with that too. All kidding aside, I am honored to eulogize my niece, Samantha. The senseless act that took her away is so wrong and without the outcome I so strongly believed in. We all have to choose which works for us to get through our loss. Personally, I choose laughter, because when I hear Samantha's name, I am reminded of her contagious laugh. You could brighten any room, any mood, just when she started to giggle. I believe she is checking in when I catch the little signs from her, like the bird or the Samantha license plate I've noticed lately several times, to let me know she's okay. As a kid, Sam would come over for birthdays, holidays, or get-togethers. My boys remember all the kids would run around the yard, play hide and seek, kick the can, or whatever, just being kids. We had this old crate they painted red and used for a fort, and a camper parked out in the trees. Cole remembers them having to climb on the top of that crate because a bull moose decided to run around the yard too, and Sam was kind of freaked out. He also remembers one time hiding in the camper, and Sam tried to kiss his friend Kevin.
I did not know that. Where is
He and Jake used to get so annoyed because Sam loved to pester them by rummaging through their room. One time, Jake even piled everything up to barricade the door and taped a sign on it that said, "Keep out, Sam," only to have her burst right through it and run and jump on their beds laughing. Caleb hears her giggle, and Robert remembers how excited she was when Uncle Sonny got her dog Sheba. I recall a story I heard about Samantha when she kept pestering Papa. "When's it my turn, Papa? I want to go fishing, Papa. Take me fishing, Papa." So Son and Samantha drove down to fish camp, where she and Papa played "I Love You More" and went fishing. They had to get up early, because that's fishing, you know, haul the boat to the launch, load up, and hit the ocean. Samantha spent the day chumming the waters of Cook Inlet. I don't think she asked to get on that boat again, preferring instead to feed logs into the fire at camp. Many of you know my brother is James. We've always called him Son. From the moment Samantha was born, she had my brother's heart. They had that special bond only shared by a father and daughter. I remember times when Sam would get in trouble. He would ground her and talk all tough about how he was going to discipline her. Next thing you know, she had a new computer, clothes, game, something. She knew she had her daddy wrapped around her finger. Oftentimes he did without, just so he could provide for her what she needed or wanted. Son told me he blames himself because he thinks he wasn't there to protect her. What did I do wrong? Why my kid? Look around you, son. This was not your fault. She has touched the hearts and souls of all these people here and around the world. Complete strangers have been moved and affected. We all wanted her to come home. How could it be wrong to have created someone with that kind of hold over so many? It looks to me you've done something right. You raised a beautiful girl with a huge heart and taught her values that made her the woman she became. Your angel is here for you. I think she's going to be busy for a bit while she checks in with everyone to let them know she hasn't gone far. Thank you for allowing her to be a part of my life. I'm better for it. Darlene, you will always be her mother. And I'm so sorry for you and your family, for the pain and suffering you're going through. The last time I saw Samantha is a memory I am blessed with. I could tell she was happy, was just coming into her own, and had matured. She had grown up. Back in January, one night she came over with Dwayne to borrow sleds. Samantha introduced Dwayne. She said she finally got hired at a coffee stand and had just been a job she had been trying to get for quite some time. She was so happy and so excited about it. We just chatted and caught up on what she'd been up to. Then we went out to dig the sleds out from under the trailer. You see, it had warmed up, froze again, and snowed a lot. Dwayne grabbed the shovel and went right to work. We tugged on the sled ropes until finally we got them out, and we saw they were full of a slab of ice the length of the sled. Not being discouraged, we kept it up. The whole time, all of about 5 minutes, Samantha kept saying, "That's okay, Auntie, we don't have to go. Dwayne just had this crazy idea to go sledding." He stopped and he looked at her, and he told her this was one of their few days off together, and he just wanted to be with her. In that moment, the way he said it, I felt the love he had for her. The whole visit was only about 20 minutes or so. We said our I love yous and gave each other hugs. Had I known what the future held, I would have never let her go. Although what happened to Samantha is tragic and sad, it doesn't have to end sad. She didn't have a sad life. She was happy, and she was loved. She will be forever in our hearts. I love you, Samantha. I miss you, but I believe you have checked in with me, and you are near. Godspeed, Sam. Keep laughing, and rest in peace, baby.
All of these
We will now be pleased to watch a video presentation that has been put together to honor Samantha's memory and her life. The presentation is approximately 10 minutes long. Although it has music to accompany it, we will put it on mute today so that the presentation can be accompanied by Bryson on his electric violin. It's beautiful music. Following the video presentation, we'll have another special musical number, You Raise Me Up, to be performed by Ryan Watson and Stanley Liaga. Following their musical number, we will hear from Samantha's uncle, Bob Crockett.
stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am still when I am on your shoulders. Sometimes I think there is a bird me. There is no life without its hunger. Each restless heart beats so imperfectly. But when you come, I am filled with wonder. Sometimes you think that lives eternity. Raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. Raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. Raise me up to more than I can be. Raise me up to more than I can be.
Hello, and thanks for being here. I'm here to talk about my niece Samantha, and I've been trying to find a way to share my experience as her Uncle Bob. Samantha was a feisty girl from the start. She loved to push buttons and to get a reaction. Usually she would laugh at you and how you responded to her. She and I got along well because of that similarity. I would tease and pester, and then Sam would take it up a notch. She wanted to laugh, and she always found a way to get your goat. I want you to imagine as if Sam is here, between you and the person next to you. In every one of those spaces, that's where Sam is right now. And if she's in that space right now, she's there, and what she's saying is poking you in the arm. And she's getting your attention, and she's distracting you from what I'm saying. She's whispering, "What's your point? Why are you talking?" Or, "Why did they get a short guy who can't see over the podium?" She liked to make short jokes or anything else to find a joke about. And if you knew Sam, she was always cracking jokes. And if you didn't know Sam, she would make you feel like you were an old friend, and then she would crack jokes. She called me Uncle Bob, but she said it Uncle Bob, so the kebab part ran together. I can hear her saying that right now. She had a giggle and a laugh that was very distinctive. the same laugh that her friend Kelsey has. I have caught myself turning to see Kelsey because of the similarity. They sound exactly alike, and that came from spending time together and being close. Sam could talk and giggle at the same time, and it would run together. Sam just didn't make friends easily. She won people's hearts. I've had people say they weren't just going for coffee, they wanted to talk to Sam. Just to chat to her, to see how she was doing. She was fun, she was funny, and she was happy. If Sam's sitting next to you right now, she'd be laughing because Sam got me one more time by having me say a prayer. So I have to take it up a notch. I'm going to say 2. The first one is the 23rd Psalm. If you know it, you can join me. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me to the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointed my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow all the days of my life. I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I'm not very prayerful. I'm very thankful. But Sam got me to say a prayer in front of a full house. A house full of her friends. And Sam would laugh at that. Sam loved animals, and her dog, Sheba, was very special to her. They grew up together, and she took care of her. Sheba knows something isn't right because Sam hasn't come home, and that tragedy is shared with her too. The soul of a loved one who has passed is released, and it can go wherever it wants. Sam can be sitting right next to you, in that space between you and the next person, cracking jokes, making you laugh. She can also be in your heart. And as long as you let her, she can make you laugh, make your day better, make you a better person. She's in my heart, and I'm better for it. She's in yours too. And if there's any good to come from this, let Sam help you be a better person by laughing more, smiling more, and sharing happiness with others. Sam would want you to be happy. Sam was her dad's girl, and he would do anything for her. In the last 3 months, son has had a parent's worst nightmare. He faced each day and each challenge with the goal of finding Sam, and against the odds, he refused to give up or accept defeat. Thank you for being a great dad. No one I know could be this strong. It's a show of your true character. Sam is proud of you. With the help of all of you, he found ways to push forward, generate positive results, and deal with information no one should have to deal with. It's easy for us to stay in our comfort zone. All of you helped spread the word of Sam's disappearance to Anchorage, all of Alaska, and the world. He didn't quit, and neither did you. Everyone left their comfort zone to help. They gave time and money, prayers and hopes, all in the effort to find Sam. It's evidence of your character as well. Alaskans are unique. They help, they give until it hurts, whatever it takes. Your support is what defines us as strong, proud Alaskans. Thank you all for being there. I want to be clear. Even though we couldn't determine the outcome and we had obstacles that seemed impossible, against odds that were insurmountable, we refused to accept defeat. We never stopped believing in ourselves. We refused to choose defeat. We have to decide how to react to the events that led to today. Sam would want us to keep doing amazing things, not sit back and speculate. How we react is our decision. Instead of blaming or complaining, Sam would want us to seize the day, live life to the fullest, make someone's day brighter, laugh, and smile more. We will not be defeated. Sam's spirit will be alive inside of each of our hearts forever. She was taken from us, but she gave us a commonality, something we all share. We will not accept a negative result from this. We'll stand together and let everyone know Sam is free. Her spirit lives. Son, Sam was your girl. And now she's all of our girl. She's all of Alaska's girl. So I wrote this, but I want to add something. Today I went for a walk and I saw a raven. And it was high in a tree. And I watched it as I walked. And I'd already written this, and I've already been going over this, but I wanted to add that because it's important to me. The day they found Sam, I stood and looked out my front window, and a raven was flying by 200 feet away. It turned 90 degrees and it flew straight at me. It was 30 feet above me, and I looked it right in the eye. It turned 90 degrees and it flew away. And I thought that was unusual. On Easter morning, several of us met to watch the sunrise. A raven flew past me. It turned 90 degrees and it flew straight towards me, 30 feet away. I looked it right in the eye. It turned 90 degrees again and continued away. I thought of that first raven, the same flight pattern, and Sam. So I Googled it. There's a lot of stories about ravens. I knew there was a bunch. Alaskan lore dictates ravens are tricksters. It considers them one of the most intelligent birds. They can live in the mountains or they can live in a desert. They adapt because they're smart, they look for things, and they overcome. Ravens are fickle and unpredictable. Native legends reveal ravens as shape changers that can assume any form. They're entertaining and mischievous. The ravens I saw mean something to me. Sam has changed shape. You can find Sam wherever you look. She wants you to be happy. She's right next to you, in that space, next to your friend next door. She's in your heart. Her spirit is in and around wherever you look. Share that spirit. Make someone's day better. Try harder to let your light shine and never accept defeat. In closing, I'm going to say the Lord's Prayer. And I Googled it. So I found a couple stories about the Lord's Prayer. So I'm going to share them. The Lord's Prayer is powerful because it makes it look at our choices. It's funny. My wife and I both talked today, and neither one of us talked about what we wrote. It's the same message. Choices. That's what it says. The songs they sang today talk about not being defeated and choices. It happened that way. This prayer gives us inner strength, which God gives to those who desire it. Sometimes we give up in despair. We throw up our hands. We say, what's the use? I cannot do better. When we desire to rise above our limitations and look at God for deliverance, to deliver a new inner strength that becomes ours, a spirit of confidence rises within us. The biggest lie the devil tells is that we have to sin because we're human. He says, and thereby our higher resolves are destroyed. We surrender and quit the struggle. One that takes a different view when he becomes acquainted with the power beyond human power. Humans believe, I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. And that is a powerful truth once we possess it. Remember the story of the little engine that could. Sam would think that was funny. Back to the short jokes. As it huffed and puffed and struggled, it kept saying, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. Nothing is ever accomplished by a person who says, I think I cannot, or it's beyond me. Just by saying, I can, you gain power. But if you add two words, I can in him, is to multiply your power manyfold. A psychologist performed an experiment to illustrate the power of positive affirmation. 3 men tried their grip strength on a machine that measured grip strength, and there was no suggestion from the psychologist, and the average grip was 101 pounds. Then he hypnotized them and said, you cannot grip because you are weak. And under that power of suggestion, their average grip fell from 101 pounds to 29 pounds. Still under hypnosis, the psychologist told them, now you can grip. Their strength was many times greater than when they said, I can, than when they said, I cannot. The same power is available to any of us. You can look into a past of shame or defeat, but you look into the future of peace and victory. Only believe. All things are possible. Only believe. That left me to another story that kind of tied into everything else we were talking about. And this is a story of Jesus returning to heaven. An angel spoke to him and said, what have you left behind to carry out the work? And Jesus said, a band of men and women who love me. And the angel replied, what if they fail when the trial comes? Will all you have done be defeated? And Jesus said, yes. If they fail, all I have done will be defeated. And the angel said, is there nothing more? And Jesus said, there's nothing more. What then? And Jesus said, they will not fail. And if you know it, if you'd like to join me in the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Thank you.
Beautiful musical numbers. And thank you, Uncle Bob, for your beautiful thoughts and words. We will now hear another musical number, This Little Light of Mine, to be performed by the Diamond Choir. Afterwards, we have 2 additional items on our program today that aren't printed. We will hear from close family friend Tina Olson. Following her remarks, the Samoan Seventh-day Adventist Youth Group will favor us with a musical number, after which I've been asked to offer some comments.
Like many of you, I never met Samantha. Not because I didn't have the opportunity, but because I didn't take the time. I've known James, Sonny. I know. I can't say it with a straight face. I've known Sonny and his sister Pam most of my life. And I've seen Pam occasionally over the years. Sonny and I would chat here and there. We'd make vague plans about getting together, summer barbecues. We need to catch up, we'd say. The kids should meet. Sam and my daughter Madison are just a few years apart. Madison would have looked up to Sam. She would have wanted to dress like her and do her makeup like her. Sam would have schooled Madison on the evil ways of teenage boys and the drama of high school girls. My son would have had a crush on Sam and told me how pretty she is. In my mind, they would have gotten along famously. They would have been like family. But like so many people, life gets in the way and we never did. You grow up, you have jobs, you get married, you have babies. There's always something that prevents you from taking the time out to see that certain someone you haven't seen in forever, because surely you'll need more than 10 minutes to catch up. Laundry needs to be done. The kids have soccer. The bathroom's not going to clean itself. And suddenly, it's been 14 years, and every parent's worst nightmare is breaking news, only this time it's your friend and his beautiful daughter. And time just stops. For the last 2.5 months, I've learned how much I missed out on by not taking the time I thought I didn't have enough of. For the last 2.5 months, I've discovered what a beautiful soul Samantha is and will always be. I've prayed to hear that laugh. I've longed to hug her tight and tell her how much I missed her, even though she has no idea who I am. I've cried tears for a girl I never knew, but will love forever. We all have someone we've lost touch with for no reason whatsoever. That person you tell yourself you'll call as soon as you have the time. You'll email as soon as you have something to say. One of these days we'll get together for lunch. Stop waiting. Do it today. Pick up the phone, grab a card on the way home, sit down and type up that email. Just stop waiting, because you never know what will happen, and if you don't take the time now, you may never get to. I didn't know Samantha, but I will never forget her.
I wish that I could end the meeting right now. That was such beautiful music. Thank you so much. But I spent a sleepless night last night preparing these remarks, and it would be a shame to not share them with you today. Many of you might wonder why I am speaking today at Samantha's service. I did not know Samantha and only met her father, James, several days ago as we began to make plans for today's service. When we met that day, we shared some tender moments and memories of Samantha's life. And I sensed the wonderful relationship that James and Samantha shared together as father and daughter. I am the father of 4 sons and 4 daughters. And it pulled at my heartstrings to see the terrible sorrow and anguish that James was enduring. As we proceeded with the arrangements and began to outline today's service, I was asked to speak. This is a daunting task, but I am privileged to have this opportunity. I feel impressed to share some comments with you today that might be from a father's viewpoint, and I would pray that you will permit me to speak from that perspective. As I begin my remarks, I would like to share with you a letter written to Samantha by her father after her death. Samantha, I knew from the first day we laid eyes on one another that we were destined to hold each other's hearts within our own. The blessing you have been and the love you have shown every living creature is unmatched by any person I have ever had the pleasure of spending time with. You have taught me so much when I was the one that should have been the teacher. You literally opened up my heart and stole it, and that made me want to be a better person. It saddens me that our time here on earth is over for now, but I know you are here with me in spirit, and we will be together again one day. The lives that you have touched without even meeting them has been amazing, as only an angel like you could have done. I know you are watching over me, and you need to know I will be fine, because you will always have my heart as I have yours. From the very first day we met, you really changed my life. I never knew I could love somebody the way you captured my heart, and I am proud to say that I was a father and a friend to the greatest person in the world. It has been an honor to be your daddy, and I would do it over and over again without changing a single thing we've had together. You infected so many people's lives with your generous heart, infectious laughter, and brilliant sense of humor. Your beautiful brown eyes just filled my heart with joy. They are so genuine and filled with love and life. I am so proud to have been a part of watching you blossom into the beautiful young lady you are, and I am so sorry I wasn't there to protect you. I know everything happens for a reason, but that is a burden that will weigh heavily on my heart for a very long time. I know you will be there to comfort me and help me get through the bad days. I found a letter you wrote me a few Christmases ago, as well as the poems you wrote to me last year. There was so much insight in those 2 pieces that I think in your heart that they would be here for me in my times of need right now, and they actually are helping me through this tragic time. Your life has brought so many people back into my life that I haven't seen in 20 years. They were great friends then, and even greater people today. I have even met some amazing people who have turned into very close friends that will be in our lives forever. Thank you for that, and please look over everyone and protect them and help comfort their heavy hearts. Keep me, your grandparents, brothers, sisters, aunties, uncles, cousins, nieces, nephews, your mom, Rich, and all your friends close to your heart, and guide them to be strong. And help them through this. Fill their hearts with your love to protect them. We all love you dearly. I'm sure you know that Dwayne, Ashley, and Kelsey are still with me, and they have helped tremendously to keep me filled with your love. I promise you I will watch over them as long as I'm able. You have an amazing group of friends, and you have been true to your heart and what a friend is supposed to be. They love you dearly and miss you. Your life has brought not only our community, but communities around the world together, and have taught them what it means to love and support complete strangers. I can't think of anyone else in my lifetime that has been able to leave such an impact as your life has done to all of ours. That's the genuine heart that I could only hope to have one day. I'm working on it, and I know I will get there with your guidance. I promise to honor you forever and do great things in your name to help those that need it, as I know you would have had you returned home. I would give anything to hold you in my arms again and protect you from this tragedy, but I know I will have to wait until I am called upon to be home with you again. You are an amazing person, and I appreciate the time we did have together. You will always be on my mind every single day for the rest of my life. I love you so much, honey bunny. I am so sorry this had to happen. Please fly with the angels, and may you rest in peace, baby girl. We'll meet again someday. Love, Daddy. What a sweet tribute to Samantha. In all my life, I have never read or heard a more beautiful tribute of a father to his child. Today's world is one that moves at lightning speed. 20 years ago, nobody heard of Google. In just the past generation, we have gone from talking on rotary phones my grandchildren would not recognize today to cell phones, Skyping, texting, and emailing as we communicate in today's electronic world. Everywhere, people are in a hurry. Here in Anchorage, we see jets depart and arrive from destinations throughout the world, carrying precious human cargo to business meetings, vacations, and other travel. We rush through lines at the store. We go through drive-thrus for fast food and drinks, busy with our daily struggles to work, raise families, and hopefully find some enjoyment in life. In a nutshell, we are living in the moment and moving at the speed of light. How quickly time flies. And then there are events that change everything as our lives come to a screeching halt. The shocking news of Samantha's kidnapping and death right here in Anchorage made things that were so vital just moments before seem less important or downright trivial. Such moments of clarity come to each and every one of us at one time or another. It is at times like this where we clearly see what it is that really matters in our lives. Said the Savior, "Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth or rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through and steal. For where your treasure is, there will also your heart be." I know of no greater treasure there can be in this life than that of family and the privilege of raising children. What parent would not lay down their own life to spare that of a child? I am certain if James had that choice, he would have gladly traded places with his beautiful daughter, Samantha. In such times of deepest reflection or greatest need, our very souls reach for the heavens, seeking answers and solace from our very Creator. The Apostle Paul told the Athenians that we are the offspring of God. Since we know that our physical bodies are offsprings of mortal parents, we must probe for the meaning of Paul's statement. The Lord himself has declared that the spirit and the body are the soul of man, and thus it must be that the spirit itself is the offspring of God. I am reminded of the words of the poet William Wordsworth. Our birth is but a sleep and a forgetting. The soul that rises with us, our life's star, hath had elsewhere its setting, and cometh from afar. Not in entire forgetfulness, and not in utter nakedness, but trailing clouds of glory do we come from God, who is our home. End of quote. And from the moment we come into this life, trailing clouds of glory, our lives move relentlessly forward. Youth quickly follows infancy and childhood, and so quickly comes maturity and adulthood. For some, it is the privilege to live long lives upon the face of the earth. For others, just moments or days. There is no doubt that Samantha's life on earth ended before she or any of us would have chosen. But irrespective of age, we mourn for those loved and lost. Mourning is one of the deepest expressions of pure love. It is a natural response in complete accord with our Creator's plan. Thou shalt live together in love, insomuch that thou shalt weep for the loss of them that die. Moreover, we cannot fully appreciate the joyous reunion after this life, such as those mentioned by James in his letter to Samantha, without tearful separations now. The only way to take sorrow out of death is to take love out of life. Life does not begin with mortal birth, nor does it end with death. Samantha's joyful reunion with her Father in heaven can be regarded as returning home on a long-awaited trip. Returning from earth to life in our heavenly home requires passage through and not around the doors of death. We were born to die, and we die to live. How grateful I am for the assurance I have that Samantha has returned to meet her Creator and those loved ones who have gone before her. I look forward to meeting her someday, as I know she will be reunited with her earthly parents and her earthly family and friends who love her and honor her today. How can this knowledge not be cause for us to celebrate? Today, we are all here for one purpose, and that is to show our love and respect for a remarkable young woman, Samantha Koenig. To quote her father's letter, "Your life has brought so many people back into my life that I haven't seen in 20 years. They were great friends then and even greater people today. I have even met some amazing people who have turned into very close friends that will be in our lives together." Look around at those who are in attendance this day. Now expand this group to those who will listen to today's service on the internet, and those friends and loved ones who are not here today for reasons beyond their control, but are here with us in thought and prayer. I am sure you have probably all heard of the term, the 6 degrees of separation. This refers to the idea that everyone is, on average, approximately 6 steps away, by way of introduction, from any other person on earth. Today, through the miracle of Samantha's life, the 6 degrees of separation have been reduced to 1. As I conclude, it is my hope and prayer that we celebrate the goodness of Samantha's life today and remember the countless acts of kindness, generosity, and loving that have been shown in the past days and weeks towards her and her family that will enrich all of our lives and make each of us want to be just a little better. Amen. We will conclude today's service with a musical number, "To Where You Are," sung by Eric Hyatt and accompanied by Glenn Roos, followed by a closing prayer to be offered by Deanne Novakovich. After the closing prayer, we would ask that the audience remain seated while ushers come and assist the family in removing out to the parking lot where there will be a special balloon release. Once the family has left the auditorium, the rest of us may be dismissed to go out and join them for that. And the Seventh-day Adventist choir will accompany the balloon release at that time. Thank you.
Say for certain, know that you're still here. I feel you all around me, your memory so clear. Deep in the stillness, I can hear you speak. You're still an inspiration. Can it be that you and you
Father who art in heaven, we give thanks that we could come together as family and friends and no longer strangers. We give thanks that we could celebrate the life of Samantha. How many people she has touched, how many lives she has changed, how many miracles have been brought forth because of who she was. I know each of us that are gathered here today, we leave with more of a conviction to love, to serve, to look out after, to find the courage to speak for those who cannot, and to go forward with enthusiasm for life, to make our world a safer place. And we say these things in Jesus' name. And rock on, Sam.
And if the ushers could come forward at this time. I'd like to thank all of you today who have attended this celebration of life. I remind you that after the celebration, the balloon release today out in the parking lot, that we all depart in our vehicles safely, with kindness, and courtesy.